Guys, I feel so stuck and lost.
And then I ended up procrastinating for like 1 week.
The math is not mathy.
I tell myself I'm going to ask and then I don't ask. Weeks go by because of procrastination and because I don't want to prove to myself that I don't know.
I don't know why we're raising 2 to the power 2.
You're talking to a mathematician. Hello?
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, hi, my name's Lou and welcome to the Z Student.
Let me just show you what I will be doing. This is my assignment. I wrote it down because the actual assignment is on my phone, but like I'm using my phone to film. And then finally, the last thing I'm revising this morning is my test 1 for this course. So I'll put you guys on a time lapse and we can study together.
Guys, I feel so stuck and lost. So, update. It's been about 50 minutes. Yeah. And the math is not mathy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've answered one question. And I just need to confirm if what I've done is correct or not. For the remaining questions, I have questions, you know? Like, for instance, okay, let me show you. Don't mind how I study, you guys. It's a bit rough. I just use like one pen and what. Anyway, so this is the question. Discuss fully the locus of points of this, right? Now I'm on this point where I'm asking myself, like, you're supposed to square, right? You're supposed to square the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Now my question is, on the left-hand side, am I supposed to square individual terms, like this squared and this squared and this squared, and then equate? Or am I supposed to square this entire left-hand side and then expand it, you know, which is a bit more tiring? I think it's okay to square individually, but I'm not sure. That's why I've left it at this and I need to research. Yeah. The second one is this. Verify that the root of the absolute value of z is greater than or equal to the real part of z plus the absolute value of the imaginary part of z. I don't even know how we go about this, to be honest. So my question on this one is, how do you verify? Do I use my own values or is there a proof I'm supposed to follow? I need to ask. This one, I tried to answer what I think is right and draw a diagram, but I don't even know if I'm supposed to draw a diagram. So like, why do we draw a diagram? Yeah. And since from the diagram, this is in the third quadrant, my other question is, am I supposed to add pi or not? And finally, this is my last calculation. Like, I'm supposed to solve the value of z, and it's like a complex quadratic equation. So obviously we use the quadratic formula, go by. Now when you're solving, you find that 7 plus 24i is a complex value. It's like a root of a complex number, right? And so now I have to find the complex number itself. So I'm solving, and I was following like an example when solving this. Let me show you here. This was the example I was following. In the example, they said a squared minus b squared and then square everything, right? Because we were trying to square the 7. Now when you expand this, it gives you a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4 minus 2a squared b squared, right? But in the example, they raised 2 to the power 2 as well. And like, I don't know, maybe my expansion is wrong. Maybe we were following something. I don't know why we're raising 2 to the power 2. So my question is, why do we square the 2 as well when the expansion of this is this? Like 2 is not squared. And we go on, right? Like, okay, fine, we've squared it. But then we take this term the other side and like we're grouping it. I don't know what I can say. So that it can be raised to a power. Suppose we didn't square this part. Then, following this example, it was going to be 2a plus b after grouping, right? And this a plus b here, we can obtain it by saying a plus b equals 12. And we substitute this 12 here, square it, multiply by this, and keep solving. But why did we square? Yeah, that's my question. Why? So, because I have so many questions, I'm just going to leave it at this and ask my friends for help, and also try to check the University of YouTube and the University of ChatGPT to help. Maybe I'm going about some of these questions wrong, or maybe I'm just not understanding something and I would like to seek clarity. Whenever I'm studying and I don't know what to do, I just don't leave it as I don't know what to do. I write down the questions that's making me wonder what I'm supposed to do, so that even as I go and ask my friends for help, I know exactly what I'm asking. And as they respond to my question, it's not just them solving for me or teaching me from scratch. No, they know where my problem area is and we can correct it. But if what I think is my problem area is actually just like the tip of the entire, there's so much more that I don't know, then we teach from scratch, or I learn from scratch rather. So yeah, for my friends who are watching this and you think, oh, math is hard, what about it is hard? Like, always ask yourself that. And if you think, oh, this question is difficult to solve, rather than saying the entire question is difficult to solve, what about the question is difficult to solve? Like, ask yourself, why are we doing this? How did we arrive at this answer? What's causing this to be this? And if you present those questions to somebody, it's easier for them to help you rather than just saying, bro, how do you solve this question? Because they'll solve the entire question and then you try to replicate it, you try to understand it. But if you don't know where you're getting stuck, where you're getting lost, where you're missing a concept, yeah, it won't be of help. So, pro tip, you can take it or leave it, by the way. You can do what I do. I just write down the questions as I solve where I'm getting stuck, so that when I go and ask for help, I know what I'm asking and the person will know what to correct and what not to correct. So for instance, here, right, with this question I was showing you, it's possible that this entire concept of how I was going about it is wrong. That's possible. Maybe I just don't understand the concept entirely. And I guess that will mean they would have to teach me what to do, or I would need to research what to do. But yeah, so for today, well, for this morning, I'll end here. And let me prepare myself, take a short break, because I feel like I've hit a roadblock here. I'm just happy that I was able to answer some of the questions, though I don't know if they're correct or not. I need to confirm, because I can be thinking, oh, I answered them and I answered them correctly, but then they're actually wrong and I used wrong steps or something. So in mathematics, always confirm your answers with your lecturer, with your friends who've gotten the things correct before, or who know the concepts, or with the internet. So yeah, I'm just going to go and confirm what I answered to see if it's correct or not, and then seek guidance on the questions that I had trouble with and the questions that I was asking about those questions. By the way, you guys, this is just behind the scenes of what actually happens before I get a concept in my head. It's a lot of questioning, a lot of blank spaces, yeah, a lot of trial. If anything, I tried this question here right? I was doing test 1 revision. So I started solving it here, solve, writing in polar form, and then I got stuck here. I'm like, is this method going to work? Because there are different methods of solving this question. So this first method I tried, I was just like, yeah, I don't know what to do here. Okay, I can find the root of 16. Yeah. But then the root of what's here, and then I need to find the angle for this using these two values. I was just like, yeah, we're not doing that. Let's do it again. And that was my correction. Yeah. And then I used a different formula where you start by converting the numerator and denominator into polar forms. And we had this. And the second one is this. Then, yeah, you go on calculating. You find the 6th root of this. You divide. At least this is what I did. This is what I think is correct in my brain. And by thirds, this is the same as this. So yeah, then you distribute right over here, use the formula, and then you find the first root, second root, third root, fourth root, fifth root, and 6th root of this complex number. I don't know if this is correct. It felt very correct when I was writing compared to the first attempt I made here. So I need to get clarity on this and just confirm if it's correct or not. Yeah, otherwise nothing flows better than wrong math. I'm joking, but I'm trying to build confidence enough to just flow even when it's correct and be confident in my answer, you know? Hi guys. So I don't know if I mentioned, but I was having class today and my class just got done. It was statistics theory. And hi.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? I managed to ask my lecturer for 2 questions. So he confirmed that this first one is he confirmed that the first one is correct. The one I kept saying I've solved it, but I don't know if it's correct or not. So he's confirmed it's correct. Then the second thing he's confirmed, well, not really confirmed, he gave me a tip, like, let me show you. Here, when I was asking if we're supposed to square individual terms or this entire thing. So he said before squaring, I should take this term the other side, then square, and then work with it from there. So I'm going to do that, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. As for these other questions, like this one and this one, and this one, he told me I can WhatsApp him my solutions and my questions relating to those solutions, and he's going to respond, which is progress in my books, because you know, at least we're moving. So let me just do that, and then I'll keep you guys posted. Hey guys, it's been a very, very long time. Okay, let me just put you here. Okay, I can explain. The last clip you guys saw was, I think I had a class. I was telling you, I'm going to send these questions to my lecturer and ask him for help and guidance and what. I'm going to ask my friends, Yeah, that didn't happen. I don't know why it didn't happen. I think I said I'll do it later, but then I didn't do it, and then I ended up procrastinating for like 1 week. Yikes. But anyway, that's the beauty of this video, because I'm showing you what exactly happens. I feel like I got a bit demotivated when I realized that I don't know a lot of things, and I just let it be, honestly. I was just like, ugh. I know that should have motivated me to ask and consult, but then it just discouraged me. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Fast forward, I figured it out. I honestly did, and I'm so excited. So here's the thing, right? The last time I spoke to you guys, I was telling you about this question this question where you're supposed to solve a quadratic equation for a complex number, right? And then while solving, it reached a point where I needed to find the square root of a complex number, and I kept asking like, oh, but why is
like why are we squaring the 2? Where's the 4 coming from? Da, da, da. And then that's what I needed to ask my lecturer. Now, here's the thing. I didn't. Instead, I kept thinking about how difficult the question was and how, what if I don't get the concept? What if I do get the concept? And I just let my books be. And I didn't study that course. I moved on to a different course and I just let that be. Yeah, being a procrastinator is not good. You know what? I don't want to label myself as a procrastinator. I'm not a procrastinator. Anyway, so, even as much as I let the books be and I wasn't touching that course, I wasn't studying that course anymore, it was still in my mind, okay? Like that question kept bothering my mind. And I couldn't help but think every single day, how am I going to find the square root of a complex number? You know, like how am I even going to search for it on YouTube or on Google or on ChatGPT? I know I could have just used that prompt, like how do you calculate the square root of a complex number? But then I didn't do that. It's like I had all these ideas of how I wanted to solve this question, but then I wasn't getting a pen and paper to solve. Until I was going through an exam paper, right? Keep in mind that at this point, I just ignored the fact that I didn't know how to solve that question and I didn't ask anybody and I didn't research and I was just like, it is what it is. But it was in my head that I didn't know and I was wondering how I was going to find the square root of a complex number. So I was doing every other question except that one. I was asking for any other question except that one until I found this question. It says, show that the square root of a complex number a plus ib is equal to this thing right here. Keep in mind that I had been reading this question and just ignoring it. But on this particular day, I read it and I was like, wait a minute, this is a proof. You need to prove that the square root of a complex number is given by this. I was like, wait, does that mean that this is the formula used to find the square root of a complex number? Guys, I went back to my notes. Let me just show you something. I was so excited. I'm still excited because I can't believe I did that. So, here, I wrote down the proof, right? And the proof came out. I was like, wait. If the proof is correct, does that mean I can use this formula in solving a quadratic equation for complex numbers? And of course, I tried it. I used the proof, I used this formula, and then I substituted all the numbers that were in the quadratic equation question, and it gave me this plus or minus 1 minus 4i. Guys, when I tell you I substituted this 1 minus 4i into the quadratic equation, it gave me the correct answer. I was just like, this is crazy. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. Guys, like, I still can't believe how that clicked. I don't know how I can explain it, really. I feel like it's like that moment when you're reading a fictional book, right? And then you reach the plot twist and you realize, wait, so this is the man who was pulling the strings. So is this why he sent his son to jail? Is this why his wife did this and this and that? You know, you have to reread that chapter just to make those connections. And that's me. Or that was me. It's after I read that there is a proof that I realized that, wait, we can use this formula to solve in a quadratic equation. I don't know how I can explain that. I really don't know how I can explain that. Like, it just clicked. Like, you're talking to a mathematician. Hello? Oh my gosh. And from there, like, I just learned something. I feel like the more time you spend on a particular topic, whether you're understanding or not, at some point, like when you're just reading it and reading widely a bit, something will just click.
I don't know what exactly clicked. I don't know how exactly I figured out that the formula for the root of a complex number can be used when solving a quadratic equation. I don't know. But also, I don't know if I can use that in the exam. I don't know if I can just state that for a fact, we know that the root of a complex number is given by this. So using this formula in this equation, we're going to solve it like da, da, da. I don't know. So that's what I'm going to ask my lecturer. I'm not going to ask him, oh, where did this 4 come from? Where did the square thing come from? Like, that didn't make sense to me. So it's fine, okay? But I'm just going to ask him, like, can I use this? Because if I can, baby, I'm going to clear this course. The purpose of the video has been achieved. It's just showing you how I actually grasp concepts. It all starts with a fire of, yeah, let's do this. Then I realize that, oh, I actually don't know what's going on. I tell myself I'm going to ask, and then I don't ask. Weeks go by because of procrastination and because I don't want to prove to myself that I don't know. And then I get motivated to just go back somehow. And for me, this time, the motivation was I needed to edit this vlog, and it was finishing space in my phone. I was like, you know what? Let me find this answer, get over with this, and delete this footage from my phone. That was the motivation. It wasn't even that I needed to pass, I'm preparing for exams, I need to make my parents proud. No, that wasn't the motivation. The motivation was that I didn't have space in my phone. So I needed to find the answer and get this footage out of my phone. My second motivation was to show you guys what actually happens on the ground. I really, really wish I could explain how exactly it clicked for me. Not knowing how it clicked is bothering me because I don't consider myself a naturally smart mathematician. Okay, for me, like, yes, I like maths. Yes, I'm interested, but I do need to put in the work. I don't think things come easy to me. And so when it clicked, I wanted to know what happened in my brain for me to get the concept, for me to make the connection so that I can tell you guys and maybe it can be of help to you. Unfortunately, I don't know how it clicked. Oh, I really, really don't know how it clicked. And I know you can be thinking, oh, it's because you're just smart, you're just good at math. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe you're not thinking that. But if you are thinking that, I'm not naturally smart. Like, I'm not, I mean, I'm smart, but it's because I study. I'm not a prodigy or like a, I don't know how I can explain this, you guys. I don't know how I can explain this in English. Shakwata mano ayachufialirwa munsamushi, I don't know if that makes sense. It's not. If you've ever experienced what I'm experiencing, please comment how the connection was made, how it just clicked. For other things, I can explain to you, like when somebody who's good at math says, oh, you just know you're supposed to use the second method and not the first method. It's probably because this person has solved so many questions that they can just tell by seeing that this method won't work and this method will work, right? But then for me, in this case, where I was trying to figure out something and then I just made a link between this and that, I don't know what made me make that link, and that's what I'm trying to explain, but I can't explain it. And it's bothering me. So if you're watching this video and maybe you're a math teacher, or maybe it might not even be math, maybe you just figured out something, like you just realized something. What made you realize? Like, can you actually put it in steps so that if there's anybody who's reading the comment section, they may be able to use what you've said and it can help them in their mathematics journey. I genuinely feel like maybe it's because I spent a lot of time reading the question and rereading the question. But the thing is, there are other people who spend time reading the question over and over again and it just doesn't click. So I don't know what clicked in me. I really wish I could help you guys in understanding how things click.
Is it because I already have prior knowledge and information on how proofs work in connection to the actual calculations? Could it be that? Like, could it be knowledge that I have from a different course or different subject, and then it's just so in me that it's easier for me to see these things? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, but I know it has an explanation. So if you have an explanation as to how things just click, please write it down in the comment section. I'll really, really, really appreciate it. And other people who are trying to improve their mathematics grades or knowledge will also appreciate it. I remember in one of my videos, somebody commented saying that sometimes math seems to come natural to some people because they spend time working on the questions to a point that they become experts. They don't need to say the steps out loud. They don't need to actively look for connections because they already have prior information. They've already built some level of confidence in mathematics that helps them try, even if they are failing and failing and failing. I feel like that was partly me, because like I said, I was discouraged from continuing. I was demotivated and I went a week without solving it. But at the back of my mind, it was still in my head that I didn't know how to solve it, and I wanted to find a solution to my problem. For some people, when they feel demotivated, like it's not even in the back of their mind, they're not even thinking about it because maths is hard, you know? But then for me, it was like 90% demotivated and 10% I can still find the answer. And that's only because I've built confidence in mathematics from failing and getting up and failing and getting up, and that's why I still had that little 10% of I can still find it, and I found it. I don't know if I'm making sense. Maybe these tips are for somebody who's intermediate and not somebody who is struggling with mathematics, because again, with maths you really need to be interested. You need to build a mental capacity that makes you want to move even when you hit a roadblock. This can be because of intrinsic motivation or extrinsic motivation, or I don't know, but it all starts with you. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I should make a video, a separate video explaining my thoughts on mathematics and how people understand things in maths and how people don't give up and how people become good and develop this math mind, Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you found it interesting, entertaining, or inspiring. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 20K before the end of the year, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!